Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Let's welcome back to the show journalist and speaker Farah Nasser, who is with us today. And we're excited to welcome to the show from the Traitors Canada star Enoch Mwamba. Welcome to the show. Enoch, you ready?
I'm ready. I think so.
All right, let's do
I'm a little intimidated here, though.
No, not at all.
All right.
We're gentle.
Did you bring your helmet?
It's in the pocket. I go get it.
Yes, it's
No.
true. It's
All
true.
right.
Well, we're going to dive into our first story today. A Quebec-based bubble tea company got a little taste of controversy after getting called out by actors Simu Liu on Dragon's Den. Boba, or bubble tea, is a traditionally Taiwanese tea drink with tapioca balls. Now, neither of the company's founders are Taiwanese, and they pitch their product as a healthier alternative. So this story has blown up everywhere over the weekend. Farah, what are your thoughts on this?
So I was trying to put myself in Simu Liu's shoes. So I was thinking if there's like a samosa empire by two white French guys and they change the samosa to like a poutine samosa or like a smoked meat samosa, would it bother me? And I think it would if they were trying to make it better. But fusion is a whole genre, right? So if people are kind of mixing different cultures, we see, I know it probably bothers people from the Middle East when you see like pumpkin spice hummus, for example, right?
Yeah.
Which is, but there is something to be said about fusion. And then the other question is, where does it end, right? What belongs to who? I get where he's coming from in a way, but in a way I think how, like the bettering is a problem to me, but the different, making things different, that doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
What do you guys think?
This is such a catch-22 if you grew up in a multicultural country, much like this one, where I think a lot of us have had the experience where the food that you grew up eating in your house, you kind of were embarrassed sometimes to bring it to lunch at school because your food was gross, or what does that smell? And then eventually those people get exposed to that food, and then all of a sudden it's $40,000 at a fancy restaurant, and now it's cool. Right? And this is the issue, and this happens all the time. And I understand why Simu had to speak up, because he felt a ways about it. Because it is strange when you see somebody who doesn't look like you, who doesn't know your culture, doesn't know your language, making your stuff and saying, we're gonna make it better. That would trigger me as well. But we don't even realize how many times this happens. There's actually a great story that I saw in the news years ago. There's a restaurant in California called Mitla, Mexican restaurant owned by this family, wonderful, in its heyday. Lineups around the corner, and there was a guy across the street who had a burger shop, and he was like, what's so good about this food? White guy. He was like, what's so good? He went in line, bought the food, opened it up, tried to recreate it, couldn't do it. Finally, the owner said, come into my kitchen. I'm gonna show you. This is our Mexican culture. This is the flour we use. This is the love we put into it. A year later, that man, whose name is Glenn Bell, a mile and a half down the road, opened a restaurant called Taco Bell. And none of us, I know a lot of us have had Taco Bell, and none of us know the history of that. And that family that owns that Mitla restaurant has never, ever, ever been credited for it, talked about, or received a penny. So this is the catch-22 we find ourselves in.
It's true. It's true. What do you think, Enoch?
Man, I totally relate with the bringing food to school and kind of being afraid to being a little too different.
Yeah.
It's funny because my wife is her family's from Ghana, my family's from the Congo, and they have, cultural dishes, and we have cultural dishes too. It's interesting to see our oldest daughter bring food from home, and she's okay with mixing, right?
Really?
Like there's things that my wife's family or people from Ghana will eat, and I'll mix different things up. I say, oh yeah, I like the jollof with the pondu from like the Congo, and our daughters like it. But when you talk about this situation, to me, it's I totally understand the angle of having to have the right recognition and representation, and those are the two things that are most important for me: recognition and being able to represent the culture in the right way. And I do believe in expansion and growth as well. But I truly think that you have to have somebody from the culture that is deeply involved in the expansion.
That part.
Because at some point you're gonna lose your way.
Here's the thing. There's a saying out there that says, not about us, without us. Do you know what I'm saying? And so if you want to take something that is so deeply entrenched in Taiwanese and Asian culture, and I don't believe that these people meant anything bad. I don't think they're bad people. I think they did get a lesson in what cultural appropriation looks like.
Yep.
If you are somebody who is white and you are taking something from another culture and you have not, at the very least, have somebody on your staff who is at least a consultant to say, am I doing this right?
Right.
It's like I think about, like, I love jerk chicken. chicken, right? Who doesn't love jerk chicken?
A lot of people can't handle meat. A lot of people can't handle spice.
But imagine two white people saying, we're going to take jerk chicken and make it better.
I think
Without
that's
anybody
the
from the
difference.
culture.
I think it's better and different are two different things, right?
But I think language matters. And again, I don't think these people meant wrong. What I'm saying is, if Simu is sitting there as a venture capitalist and he is there saying, I'm here to find great Asian business owners and elevate them, who is making money off of my culture at the end of the day?
But there's so many people listen, as a black person, I cannot sit here and say there are so many people making money off of other people's cultures, whether it's yoga, whether it's hip-hop culture.
Sure.
That's why you have to have the right person
Acknowledgement would be nice, right? Acknowledgement would be nice. Okay, we're going to go to the next controversy now. So a woman sparked debate on TikTok after calling out an airport creeper who went to great lengths to get her phone number and send her a text. All right, you know, I want to get the gut. Like, we all have our opinions. I know, and I know what they are. But you know, what is yours?
Okay, first of all, this is coming from a girl dad, right? I have 3 daughters. My wife and I have 3 daughters, and I don't hate it. I really don't. One of my colleagues, I know, but one of my colleagues brought this up to my attention, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what's wrong with the guy taking his shot? It's hard these days. He's just taking his shot. And not all shots look the same, right? And I thought that he was respectful in his approach, and he was just asking. He wasn't forceful. He wasn't, you know.
I'm gonna try to back you, Enoch, I'm gonna try to back you up on this.
Please do, because I'm getting the stares right now.
Even though I think we all agree as women, this would be really, really creepy. That means you're creeping my luggage. It means you're maybe watching me and you walk away. We know that that's creepy. But the bigger question I do have is zoom out from this issue. Is being a straight guy dating today, I'm gonna imagine is hard. I don't know who is actually responsible.
A little louder, Andrea. Louder.
I am not going to be a man basher today. I am not doing it because I think we think that men are just somehow learning it. And I'll be honest, I don't know who's responsible for teaching our men anymore. I don't.
Listen, luggage tags are for lost luggage.
Sure.
That's what they're for.
Sure.
Thank you.
It has her address on it. That is an invasion, in my opinion. I think that's a total
So
invasion.
what if he went and said what he texted to her in person?
It would be much better. It would be much better. Here's it, and I'll break it down so simply. When I meet a man, not only do I want to be attracted to him, but the number one thing I want him to make me feel is safe. And when you breach my security and my personal being for your benefit because you think I'm attractive, already I don't feel safe. So you have no chance with me.
Yeah, but if he approaches you, he thought that you were attractive. Isn't that the case?
First of all, this is what all guys should listen up, guys. It's very simple.
Oh boy! Thank God I'm married already.
No. Approach, that's fine. Wait for a cue. Wait for eye contact. Come in with something very simple like, "Hi, how are you doing? Good morning. Good afternoon. Can I help you with that?" Wait, and if you get that feedback and it feels positive, then you go from there. Looking at someone's thing and kind of going, "Oh my God, I think it's a 416." No,
what if he was shy? What if he was shy and he just
then get over your shyness. This is not the way to do it. You're already making a woman feel unsafe, and that's not romantic to any of us.
This is what I'm saying. I think you should start a course, Andrea. I'm just saying.
What if? I think as long as he's okay with the rejection, then okay.
And the police report? Enoch and I are still arguing about how you're supposed to get a woman's number, but we're gonna move on from that. Because I know none of us are surprised to hear Kim Kardashian doesn't cook.
Shocker.
But it's pretty funny to hear it from her 11-year-old daughter, Northwest, who confirmed in a Q&A with her mom in Interview magazine that Kim hasn't cooked for them in years, but that she's really good at cucumbers with salt. Is that a meal? All right, so what do you make of North's revelations, Mel?
Oh, I love that, it only takes a daughter to out her mother. Everyone thinks that, Kim puts out this image and then all you need is the 11-year-old to be like, that is not true, Mom. So we love her for that. But I will say, I don't often find myself defending the Kardashians, but there's a saying out there that's, for women, and it kind of shows the catch-22 that we're in, which is we're supposed to work like we have no children and raise children like we have no work. And the catch-22 for that is, if you ask me, if I won the lottery tomorrow, and I'm going to ask a lot of working moms this, any mom, if you won the lottery tomorrow, what is the first thing you would probably outsource?
Private chef.
Right? Private chef. And maybe someone to help me clean my house. Oh, yeah. Okay? So, for the record, last time I checked. Kim is actually a billionaire.
Yeah.
So are we surprised that she doesn't cook? That's the first thing I would do.
Yeah.
Is you can cook for me. Thank you very much.
It's not, you know, there's this myth, and I have a bunch of my aunts in the audience today. Shout out to them. And they are all amazing cooks. I am not an amazing cook, but there's this myth that food is love. And I think it's been perpetuated through generations and generations. But some women don't show their love by food, and I think that's okay too.
Yes.
This might be just me not being a good cook, but
I'm with you. I'm with you.
but I think there's other ways to show love, and I think Kim Kardashian is good at a lot of other things, right?
Yes.
So
What do you think about
she's
this?
showing?
I think if you got it, you got it. If you got it, you got it. If you can do it, you can do it. Like, I'm not the cook at the house per se, but I'm a professional Uber driver, Uber orderer.
Yeah,
I
okay.
order the best stuff on, and I know what everybody likes at home. But I do really think that, you know, cooking and spending time together is what matters more. And there's different touch points that you have to create with your kids. As a parent, I truly believe in that. And if Kim is too busy building her... If Kim is too busy building her empire, then she's missing out on an opportunity to kind of build.
It's so interesting, everybody's take on this, because I saw something so different. When I read this story, I thought, here's a mom who can give her children everything. And her daughter sounds like she just wants a little bit of intimacy with mom, like to bake cookies and to do a little something together in the kitchen. And that's what I heard. It's not about how rich she is and what they can get, because we know between her two parents, there's nothing that she wants. But she does, like, mom, she's noticing that mom has never cooked a meal for them. And I bet you at 11 years old, she's not expecting something fancy. She probably just wants to have that moment. And that's what I picked up on, where it's like all the money in the world, your kids just want you.
11-year-olds also can be kind of
sassy.
Yeah, they can be sassy.
Yeah.
So it could be just her being like, Mom.
You don't be doing that for me.
Yeah, I'm an 11-year-old.
I just want to wait for the interview where they ask Kanye if he's cooking for the kids. Anyway, moving on. We do love a good glow up on this show, and fans, check this out. They are now drooling over Love is Blind contestant Garrett, who appears to have gone from, this is the glow up. I'm sorry.
This is the
let's show
original.
the before.
This is
the before. This is the before.
This is the before?
Right, yeah.
He's cute.
Yes.
Oh, what's the after?
like him like
This is the before.
What's
This
the
is him.
after?
Hey, look at the after.
This is the after.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought totally.
It's all good.
I am totally sideways on this one.
If you don't watch the show, I understand. I watch the show. I love this show. I've watched it every season, and I'll tell you something. This sparks something in me. When I'm obviously single and I'm dating, and when I meet a straight man who's wearing a nice sweater and slacks, and his shoes are properly done, and his hair is cut, I go, there's a wife or a girlfriend somewhere. There's no way. So that to me is like, we know that you're still with the girl that you met on the show, because look at you. You would have never done this on your own.
He's being trained.
Oh my goodness.
She just looked at you. He's a project, and she was like, "Yeah, let me put my little sparkle on him." And now look at him. I saw all of your reactions. Were like, "Yeah."
I just didn't know which one was before that.
But what if the case is that, like in our relationship, my wife and I really take care of the appearance more than she does.
She backstage, so be careful with your
I
words.
mean,
She's right there. She's front row.
You actually have
She's
to fight
front
her.
row.
She's actually right there.
I have to fight her. I have to fight her to like get new stuff. She's a very much a minimalist, and so it's not the opposite, the other way around. But I do believe that when you are in a relationship, you can glow up in ways that you can't even see. I truly believe that, you know, the most life-altering changes are unseen, and sometimes it's just the fact that I know, like, getting with my wife, it might not be the clothes or my
But
appearance
she's
that
made you the
change.
man you are today.
I am. Totally.
Nice one.
Nice rescue.
That was really deep. I'm going to be totally superficial again.
Oh, boy.
I think I love the show. I haven't watched the season yet, but anytime somebody, and any reality show, your favorite reality show, if there's a season 2 where that person comes back, they always glow up season 2.
No matter what.
Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
And now our jobs are on television, so we watch ourselves all the time, right? But if you've never been on television before and then you watch yourself and then the whole world is
You're
watching,
disgusted.
and then you're like, that's what I look like?
That's
and
fair.
everybody comes
You
back
change.
season 2, and they've got a trainer, they've got a chef, they've got
Image consultant.
new teeth,
Yeah.
right? New
Whole new
teeth,
outfit.
new hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's with her or not, but he saw himself on TV and went, oh, I need to glow up. What do you think?
No, honey, I was just thinking the glow up in my relationship, I feel like was the other way. I feel like my husband's a very good dresser, and I feel like he kind of made me up my game now. So I think.
And who taught him how to dress?
His ex-girlfriend.
Oh, his parents, his dad.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
Glowed him up for you, girl.
Okay, Enoch, we're gonna take you out of the hot seat, sort of, just for a second. Your journey on Traitors Canada, I'm a huge fan, by the way. Sadly, your journey came to an end last night when you were murdered by the Traitors. Last week, you pushed really, really hard to get MJ, another contestant, off the show. Everyone thought she was a traitor. Turns out she was a faithful in the end. So now here it is. You were murdered.
Yep.
I was. Yeah,
that's a lot of blood, no?
Right? So listen, the mental impact of this, because I'm watching the show with my family, and you have to all of a sudden say to yourself, can I trust myself? Where's your head at in terms of the mental impact of this show?
I feel like I've recovered.
Yeah.
I've recovered. But it is definitely more, it's more mentally taxing than it is perceived. Like when you watch it, it's cool and everything, but being there in person and all day, you have to have conversations with these individuals and you develop relationships, and then you go back to your room or you have a little break and you're eating and you're like, can I really trust that conversation that I had with that
that's
person?
tough.
So it was extremely challenging. Plus, like, you have a real life too that you're not really tending to right now. Like I have my family at home I was missing too, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So it definitely was a mental game more than you would assume before you get on the show.
Wow. Well, we loved it while you were on. So thank you, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So if you missed last night's episode, you can catch the extended version on Crave. Also, don't forget to tune into the new episodes of The Traitors Canada every Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on CTV. Also catch it on ctv.ca and the CTV app.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.